make sure that you have all your questions answered by the end of this demo, and also that you're real clear about your next steps along your photo booth journey. I also like to share with people that just like you guys, I'm someone who is looking for a way to make some extra money. Last year, I invested in a couple salsa photo booths myself, started my own company, Deidre Face Photo Booths. I share that with you because just going to be a great resource for answering your guys' questions today. Now, also with us, guys, we've got Miguel. Say hello to everyone to Miguel. He's in the chat. So as we go through the demo, he's going to be chatting with you guys, answering your questions, and then he'll come on at the end and answer some questions live as well. He's a photo booth strategist here at Photo Booth Supply Co. as well. He lives in Mexico City, and he is super excited to help you guys along your photo booth journey. So everyone say hi to Miguel, and then any questions that pop up throughout the demo, he'll be right there to answer them right there for you in the chat. So today's agenda, we're going to be looking at the event landscape of 2022. We're going to look at the essentials for a successful photo booth business. We'll take a look at our solutions. We'll have a Q&A at the end as well. And then also, we've got a surprise for attending the demo. So make sure you guys hang around to the very end to hear all about that surprise. Now, my first question to a group of people is always, what are your photo booth goals, right? You're here watching a photo booth demo. You're here for a reason. I want everyone to let me know right there in the chat, what brings you here today? Are you looking for a side hustle? Are you looking for a way to quit a 9-to-5? Let me know in the chat. Are you looking for an opportunity to expand an existing business? Are you a DJ? Are you a wedding photographer? Are you looking for a way to make some extra money so that you can pay off some college debt, buy a house? Look, guys, I don't know what your goals are, but we would love to know. Let us know right there in the chat just a little bit about your photo booth goals. All right, I see you guys are typing away. Perfect, keep those coming. Now, I want to start with a couple quick success stories. We've got Maria. Maria, I love her story because she was able to book 60 events her first year. Now, the reason I love that story is there's probably one or two of you in the room wondering how many events you could realistically do your first year. She did 60. I'll tell you how in just a moment. There in the middle, you've got Jessica. So she was able to triple her photo booth investment within just a couple months, and she now works with some of the largest companies in her city. I'll tell you how she did that in just a moment. And there on the right-hand side, you've got Mark and Swapna. So they were able to pay off a 6-figure student loan debt with their photo booth business. They came to a demo just like this 3 years ago, said we want to pay off our 6-figure student loan debt, and we see a photo booth as a way to do that. 3 years later, they've done that. Now, what Mark, Swapna, Jessica, and Maria have in common is they just took advantage of all the resources that we have for our customers. So you might be wondering today, why Photo Booth Supply Co. and not another company? That's a great question. Now, the biggest reason to choose our company versus the others is today you're going to learn about the ways we support you. Marketing materials, educational content, free marketing calls. These people took advantage of all of that stuff. They were able to achieve a faster ROI with their photo booth business than they probably would have with another company, just because we have so many resources to help you guys succeed. Now, the next question becomes, why photo booths, right? You guys have so many different types of business opportunities. You could be starting today, but you're here looking at photo booths. So let me tell you why photo booths are such a great thing to get started with. So number one, the average new business costs $30,000 to get started. Number two, the average business takes 2 to 3 years to be profitable. So I'm going to assume no one showed up to spend $30,000 today. If you did, I'm more than happy to take your money. But that's not why you're here. On top of that, you don't want to wait another 2 or 3 years to be profitable with your business, right? You've got goals now, you got dreams now, you've got inflation now. So what we do is we help you launch a profitable business within just a matter of days. It's all day, every day. Somebody's getting started with one of our photo booths. They're booking $600, $800, and $1,200 events. Our average customer will make back their initial investment within just 3 or 4 months. Now, on top of that, it's really important to us as a company to know how much our owners are bringing in revenue every year. So we pull them every year, and on average, they tell us they're bringing in about $72,000 a year in revenue, and they're doing that working part-time. So if you're someone who's got a 9 to 5 already, you got a bunch of kids, you got a busy social life, maybe you already have another side hustle, and you're wondering, do I have the time to run a successful photo booth business? Don't worry, most of our owners are doing this part-time to bring in that additional $72,000 a year in revenue to their lives. Now, let's talk about events in 2022 and beyond. So, I'm sure you're all familiar with that thing called COVID. COVID came along, had a big impact on our lives, had a big impact on the events industry. For anyone in the room who's like a wedding photographer, a DJ, an event planner, you probably had cancellations and postponements during COVID. Now, the good news is events are back. The better news is that COVID has created a huge surge of events. So statistically, over the next few years, we're seeing that there are more events planned than there are photo booth businesses that can handle those events. This is the perfect time to be at a photo booth demo right now. So let's take a look at some statistics. So for 2022, we saw a surge of 650,000 weddings, bringing the total to 2.5 million. On top of that, that trend is going to continue well into 2023 and 2024. Currently, we're predicting more than 2 million weddings for each of those years. Just so I kind of paint a picture for you guys, back before COVID, the average amount of weddings in like 2019 was like 1.8, 1.9 million. So this is definitely an increase that we're seeing due to COVID. On top of that, the future of the photo booth industry is looking really good. So fun photo booth history lesson for you guys. About 15 years ago, people thought that the photo booth industry's time had come and gone. They thought it was just a fad. But then something came along and really revolutionized how we can operate a photo booth business. And that was the creation of the iPad-based photo booth. So because we can use an iPad, that means we can use an app. And because we're using an app, we have more features and capabilities than a photo booth has ever had before. This is contributing to the fact that Yahoo Finance is saying that this is going to be a billion-dollar industry by 2027. Give me an emoji or type yes into the chat if you want to be a part of a billion-dollar industry. I'm sure you all do. So let's take a look at what Google has to say. Google searches for photo booth rentals has increased 22% in the past 3 months, averaging 50,000 searches a month. On top of that, searches for corporate photo booth rentals has gone up 30%. Let's talk about who's on Google and searching for a photo booth today. These are the people who are planning their events for this fall, a Christmas party, a New Year's party, a Super Bowl event. These are people who are planning their wedding for next spring and next summer. So if you see yourself doing your first event this fall, then even in just a couple weeks, if you see yourself taking advantage of all the weddings next spring and next summer, this is the perfect time to get a photo booth. You want to get in front of those people while they're on Google searching, because they're doing all of their planning right now. Now, you are going to need some things to be successful with your photo booth business, and we got you guys covered with all that. So you're going to need great hardware, great software, and great marketing. Now, let's start with hardware. There are 3 things we do not want. We do not want a big and bulky photo booth. They're difficult to transport. They got a complicated setup. They got a complicated teardown. You guys, let us know in the chat. Does anybody want to carry a 200-pound photo booth up the stairs to an event on Friday night? Anybody want to do that? And does anybody want to spend an hour putting a photo booth together on Friday night and then another hour taking one apart? Does that sound like fun to anyone? Now, that might sound like a silly question, but here's the thing. Depending on the photo booth you invest in, you might actually end up doing something like that. So one of my customers, before she got started with her salsa photo booth, she had a mirror booth. I love a mirror booth. They're super cool. They're really fun. But here's the problem. Her mirror booth weighed almost 200 pounds and took an hour to put together. She weighed 120 pounds. So do you think it was easy for her to get that photo booth into the trunk of her car, up the stairs, and set it up at an event? Not at all. It was not easy for her. So after that mirror booth sat in her living room for like 6 months, she sold it. She got started with a salsa photo booth. Now, here's what people love about the salsa. Number 1, it's got an attractive and diverse design. So basically, this is a sexy photo booth that you could have at a real fancy wedding, or you could do like a backyard barbecue. On top of that, it's got a simple 60-second setup. So in this case, it weighs just 58 pounds. So it's just a little bit heavier than a piece of luggage you might check at the airport. Now, I happen to have my second salsa with me today. So let me grab that. So obviously this is my salsa fully assembled, but this is what it looked like 60 seconds ago. So a couple things I want to point out to you guys. High quality material, despite being very lightweight. Right here is where you're going to put your iPad. It's going to get locked in with this faceplate right here, so you don't have to worry about your iPad not being safe. We've also got a fan in here. This fan is going to keep your iPad cool throughout the entire event. If you already use Apple products, you know they have a tendency to overheat. My laptop is burning up right now. We've also got a USB cord down here. So we just take this USB cord, plug it into our iPad, and that's going to keep our iPad charged throughout the entire event, okay? So what this means for you guys is you don't have to worry about your iPad dying. You don't have to worry about it slipping out, and you don't have to worry about it overheating. We're going to keep it all secure and cool right here. Now, the reason it's only a 60-second setup is it's just 4 different pieces. So I'm just going to take this head of the photo booth. Let me sit this down gently. And from there, I'm just going to attach it to 2 metal poles. These 2 metal poles will then attach to a base plate. So you can see one of those poles right here. So really, really easy to put this booth together because it is just 4 pieces. Let me get back to my slides. So super easy setup with the Salsa photo booth. Now, on top of having great hardware, you also need to have great software. Now, a great software is going to do 2 things for you. It's going to give you awesome features that your guests are going to love. It's also going to give you business tools that help you succeed. First, we're going to talk about the Salsa app features. This includes video, GIF, photo, boomerang, online photo albums, a variety of filters just like you would see on social media, customized lighting and AirPrint capabilities. On top of that, we've got the glam booth and green screen. Now, I like to highlight these 2 features because you guys can charge an extra $200 for these for add-ons at any event, and people are going to love to have these. So the glam booth combines a skin smoothing effect, often with a black and white filter. And we've also got the green screen, which means you can put up a physical green screen, upload any image or animated screen onto the background of those photos that your guests want. These are going to be a really popular option. And again, you guys can charge an extra $200 for each of these. Now, on top of that, we've got digital options. So we've got digital props, we got digital masks, we got a hands-free mode, we got a virtual booth, and we've also got what's called a digital drop-off. Now, this is my favorite thing about owning a Salsa photo booth. No attendant is necessary. You don't have to be there manning your photo booth. So here's what a Friday night looks like for me. I'm going to show up to the event venue an hour before the event starts. I'm going to set up my photo booth in about 60 seconds. I might add a backdrop or a green screen. I might not. And then I'm going to leave and go enjoy my life. I might go out to the movies, see a new movie. I might go out to dinner with my parents. Might come home and chill, watch Netflix. Whatever I want to do with my time, that's what I do. After the event is over, I just go pick up my photo booth. Now, another great thing about this is I can manage my photo booth remotely with my cell phone. This is going to be really, really helpful for you. So a few weeks ago, I had an event at a club. I showed up, set up my booth in 60 seconds, went out to happy hour with a bunch of my friends. I'm sitting at happy hour with my friends. We're drinking margaritas. We're eating tacos. We're having a great time. And I get a call from the club owner, and he wants to make a couple changes, and including he wants to turn on the glam booth. So sitting there at happy hour, margarita in one hand, cell phone in the other, click, click, click. I turn on the glam booth, collect another $200 from the club owner. That buys the next round of drinks at happy hour. And then I just go back to happy hour. And then after the event was over, I just hopped in a Lyft and I went and picked up my photo booth. Now, I share this story with you guys because it's a really easy add-on to your existing lifestyle. On top of that, if you are a wedding photographer or a DJ or an event planner, what that means for you is that when you're at these events, you can set up your booth and you can just walk away, go DJ, go take some photos, whatever else you might have to do at the event. So what we're going to do now is we are going to create an event together in our software, okay? So I want you to imagine with me for a moment, Audrey and Nathan are getting married. They come across my website and they see this deluxe package. This deluxe package includes 4 hours of booth time, a couple customizations. They're going to use Photo and Boomerang. They're also going to be able to share their photos instantly via email and text. This is going to be $800. Now, on top of that, they want to add on the glam booth for an extra $200. So now we're at $1,000. Now, on top of that, if Audrey and Nathan know how to have a good time, they're probably going to want the booth for an extra hour or two. We're going to charge them an extra $100 for each hour they go over. This could potentially be like a $1,200, $1,300 event. So what I want to do now is I'm going to log into our software. So just give me one quick second. While I'm doing that, you'll notice that I've already got the software here on my iPad where my guests are going to be using the software. And then what I'm pulling up right now is the back end of the software. Now, the back end of the software we can access from any device. It can be from any type of tablet, any type of computer, any type of cell phone. You guys can access this back end. Now, here in the back end of the software, what you're going to find is marketing materials, educational content, support. You're also going to find that all of the photos from your event are going to save right here. After every event you do, you're going to want to download all those photos and just recycle them for your marketing efforts. On top of that, every time somebody puts an email or a phone number into the photo booth, that's going to save right here as a CSV document as well. You want to download those emails and phone numbers and add those to your marketing efforts. Guys, it should be really easy if you utilize our business tools to book 2 new events every time you do an event, okay? But I'll tell you about a couple more business tools here in just a few minutes. What we're going to do now is I'm just going to walk you through what I did to create this event for Audrey and Nathan. First things first, I named the event. And then from here, all I really want to do is just turn on all the features that Audrey and Nathan are paying for. Glam booth is on already. Now here with the glam booth, we can control the strength of the skin smoothing effects, the glow, and a couple size adjustments. We also get a tutorial and a preview to help us set this up for the way that most of our guests are going to want it. Now over here, we've got mask, green screen, and pose tips. I'm not going to go into that right now because I want to show you the event interface. Now, what is an event interface? Event interface is just a fancy way of talking about the tap to start screen. This is the animated screen that pops up before they take their photo and after they take the photo. Basically, this is the thing that when people are walking by, they're like, oh, I want to jump in front of this thing and take a picture. So this is a really important and fun part of the photo booth. Typically, what I do is I hop on the phone with my guest and I learn a little bit about their event. Is it a birthday party, a quinceañera? Do they have specific colors or themes in mind? Once I learn that information, I come in here to the Tap to Start Screen library. And then I just scroll through here and I look for an animated screen that is best gonna match their event. Now we've got them in here for birthday parties, weddings, holiday parties. You can see our 4th of July ones right here. And there's hundreds of them in here. So typically I'll just choose 2, send those over to my guests, let them tell me which one they like the most. Now at some point, someone's gonna reach out and they're gonna want a customized tap to start screen. So I had a mom reach out to me a couple weeks ago. Her son is turning 6, and like a lot of 6-year-old boys, he loves Spider-Man. So they're gonna have a Spider-Man themed birthday party with a Spider-Man cake, a Spider-Man piñata. The kids are all dressing up as Spider-Man. So they want a Spider-Man photo booth as well. So I went over to canva.com, and in less than 10 minutes, I made an animated screen of Spider-Man just swinging through New York City. I then uploaded that right here into the software so we could have a Spider-Man photo booth. Now, speaking of customizations, we can also customize the LED ring. Right now, you see I've got a pattern mode that's playing. If I wanted to make it a solid red or a solid blue, whatever I wanted to do, I can do that all right here. I can change the color patterns. So if you're like doing a wedding or something or a Valentine's Day event and they want pink and white, you guys can come in here and choose pink and white and pick the LED light that looks the best for that event. Now, if I come over here to our live gallery, This is the online photo album where all the photos from the event are going to upload. Now, I already customized this. I went in, I added this palm tree graphic, I added this purple accent color, I added the name of the event. And if I scroll down and click on some of these boomerangs, you're going to see I added this logo right here for Audrey and Nathan. So this is going to be on every single one of their pictures, just like they requested. Now, when somebody puts their phone number into the photo booth, they get a text message that says something like, hey, this is Derek. Thanks for hanging out with Audrey and Nathan. Here is your photo. It's going to have a link that brings them right here, their photo, where they can then share it on social media or download it straight to their cell phone. Now, there's a couple business tools here for us as well. So we can preset the hashtags on these when they share them. So let's say we could do Audrey and Nathan's wedding. We could do weddings 2022. We could do photo booths 2022, events 2022. We could do a bunch of preset hashtags. That's going to help you and I, as photo booth owners, to get more traffic from social media as people are sharing these online. Now, on top of that, you can probably see I've got this logo right here for Modern Photo Booths, and I've got this button right here, and this is on every single picture. On top of that, it is on the top of the online photo album. So let me scroll back up here. You see where it says Modern Photo Booths? So think about it, guys, for a minute. Let's say you guys were doing Audrey and Nathan's wedding, and let's say like 300 people were going to be there, and all these people are putting their emails and their phone numbers into the photo booth, and a lot of these people have events coming up themselves. Do we want to make the most of that? Do we want to make sure we get some new bookings from that? Absolutely. So where you see that Modern Photo Booths logo, you guys can swap that out with your company logo. So whatever you're going to name your photo booth company, you'll put your logo right there. And then you can customize this button right here. I like to incentivize people by offering them 10% off their next event, but you guys can put whatever makes the most sense for your business. If you guys utilize collecting emails, collecting phone numbers, having your logos on here, the preset hashtags, all of that, it should be really easy to get 2 additional bookings from every event you do. Now, speaking of getting bookings, every now and then someone will say to me, Derek, I'm not a salesperson. How am I supposed to get bookings? How am I supposed to pitch my photo booth services? And this is a great question, because here's what you're going to find as you're telling people about your photo booth. They're going to be picturing like this big clunky machine thing that we don't want. And so we want to have a tool that makes it really easy to show people what we do and why we are different. So it only took me like 10 minutes to customize this proposal tool for Audrey and Nathan. I'll just email this over to them. It's going to highlight what my booth does, why I'm different. It's going to give them examples of their photos and their boomerangs. Any features they've requested are all going to be enabled right here. It's going to answer some basic questions. On top of that, it's really just going to get Audrey and Nathan super pumped up to have our photo booth at their events. They get down to the bottom of the proposal tool. They click that Book Now button. When they click that Book Now button, that's going to take them directly to your website where they can put down that $400 deposit and lock in that wedding date with you. So I'm going to hop back over to my slides. All right, fantastic. So what comes with your Salsa photo booth purchase? The Photo Booth Supply Co team is a part of your purchase. Now, here's what I mean by that. The way that other companies do business is they're going to be like, hey, here's your photo booth, good luck. and that's going to be the extent of the relationship. And that's fine. But we find that most people are going to need more than just good luck to succeed. They're going to need expert advice. They're going to need support. They're going to need training on everything related to photo booths. On top of that, you're going to need marketing materials. So we're going to provide you with hundreds of high quality photos, videos, social media templates. We're going to give you sample content of photos, boomerangs, glam booths, all that stuff. We're even going to give you pictures of all of the backdrops we carry. You can add these to your website and then just order them from us as people are requesting this. Now, this is really important to you because as you are building a Facebook page and an Instagram page and you're building a website, this makes it really, really easy for you guys to get started before you've ever done your first event. Tons of great stuff in here, including pre-made designs for you. So you do not need to be a graphic artist. We've got pre-made overlays, pre-made start screens, pre-made print templates, and green screens. We've also got business templates. So we're going to provide you with, number one, a sample contract. Sample contract is a 6-page contract that goes over the basic business stuff, right? How much you charge for your deposit, when the remainder is due, your cancellation policy, all of that great stuff. On top of that, we're going to provide you with a website discount. So you might be wondering if you need a website. Now, if you already have one, if you're a wedding photographer or a DJ, obviously you can just create a new tab on that website and add our marketing materials to that. Now, if you don't have a website, you absolutely need one, because people will do a lot of their, they'll find a lot of photo booth companies on Instagram, but then they want to go to Google and Google that company to make sure they're legit. So you want to make sure you have a website. We recommend a company called PageCloud, and we recommend them for 2 reasons. Number one, our customers get a 30% discount their first year, and number two, they have photo booth business templates. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is pricing. So we're going to provide you with PDFs on of a pricing table on how to charge. We're going to give you video tutorials. We've got free marketing calls. I'll talk about more here in a minute. And this is our recommended pricing. Now, if you're already doing your research, you probably noticed that some companies in your area will do like $100 per hour. Now, we don't find that like 1 hour events or 2 hour events is the best use of your time. What we recommend is that you do 4 hour minimums and that you have 3 different packages, one starting at $600, one at $800, and one at $1,200. And each one of those will come with more and more features. Now, what we recommend is you have those 3 different pricing options, and then we'll show you how to add things on separately. So let's say somebody reaches out to one of you and they want that middle package for $800, but they also want a green screen, they also want digital props. We're going to show you guys how to price all of that. Now, our pricing table is based off of national research, and it also takes into consideration your business costs. So one of the most appealing things about a photo booth business is the profit margin is somewhere between 60 and 80%. Okay, that's huge, guys. You have such little overhead. Most of the money you're making goes right back in your pocket. This pricing table takes all of your business costs into consideration, so you can maintain that 60 to 80% profit margin. Again, we'll have PDFs that you can upload directly into your website. We've also got videos on pricing, and we also have free strategy calls I'll talk about in a minute. Now, we've also got support for you guys, right? You're going to need support. You're going to need help. You're going to have questions. So we've got our exclusive Facebook group for owners. That's where you'll want to network with other owners of ours who are in your city, have similar goals as you. They can give you guys some helpful tips and tricks. On top of that, we've got live support 7 days a week. We've got a support site. We've got training classes, and we've got free strategy calls. So I love that we offer free strategy calls, guys. This is just one of the best things that we offer our customers, and here's why. I had a customer a couple of months back. Her name was Alice, and Alice was struggling to book higher end events. She was doing great. She could book a $600 birthday party, but some of those weddings and corporate events, she was struggling with that. So I suggested that she schedule one of our free strategy calls. She hopped on the phone with Noreen here at Photo Booth Supply Co. She walked her through our recommended process for getting weddings and booking corporate events. Everyone who goes through our process is successful. My customer, within the next 2 weeks, had booked her first wedding and her first corporate event. So you guys want to take advantage of that. It's just a great opportunity to talk to experts about marketing, strategizing, and getting bookings. Now, speaking of experts, let's talk about our Photo Booth Academy. So Photo Booth Academy is a part of your purchase. And what's great about this is if you've watched any of our YouTube videos, if you've listened to a podcast, if you've read a blog, anything like that, guys, you came across a woman by the name of Catalina Block. Catalina Block is the owner of Modern Photo Booths. Modern Photo Booths is the largest, most successful photo booth business in all of Canada. And what she's done for us is she's taken all of her years of advice, strategizing, wisdom, just all of her knowledge, put it into these video tutorials to help you guys out. It's going to go over things like some of the business stuff, like how to do accounting. It's going to go over how to brand your business. It's going to go over website tips, how to price, booking weddings, corporate events, getting your very first booking, what to do before, during, and after an event. It's literally like everything you guys need to know. You could literally know nothing about photo booths today and tomorrow be an expert. So let's talk about the fun part. How much money can you make. Okay, now the sky is really the limit, guys. Remember earlier in the demo, I was talking about how COVID has created a huge surge of events. So it's really up to you guys. Like, what are your goals? How many events do you want to do? How much do you want to charge? Let's take a look at an average new booth owner's ROI. So let's say you guys are doing one event a weekend. And so you're doing 4 events a month. And you're charging somewhere between $600 and $800 per 4-hour event, okay? That means over the course of a month, by doing just one event a weekend, okay, you're bringing in an extra $2,400 to $3,200 a month, and over the course of a year, that's an extra $29,000 to $38,000 a year. Guys, that's just by doing one event a weekend. Now, I want you guys to do me a quick favor. Right there in the chat, will you let Miguel know what an extra $29,000 to $38,000 a year would do for your lifestyle? So think about that for a second. What would an extra $29,000 to $38,000 a year do for your lifestyle? Like, who's buying a new car? Who's putting a down payment on a house? Who's paying off some college debt? Who's taking some vacations? Let us know right there in the chat. Tell Miguel, you know, what it is an extra $29,000 to $38,000 a year is going to do for your lifestyle. Now, I know some of you are thinking, Derek, I want to make more than that. It's going to take more than $29,000 to $38,000 to quit my 9 to 5. So what can we do in those scenarios? Well, if you're looking to make more money, well, obviously you can do more events every week. You can also target higher end events, weddings, corporate events. You can also invest in multiple photo booths. So as you guys saw, I own 2 salsa photo booths already. So when I do an event on Friday night, my brother takes my other booth, drops it off at another venue. We go out to happy hour and we make double the profits in one night. So there's a lot of different ways that you can hit your personal and financial goal. And we're going to help you out with that. We've got the Photo Booth Academy. We got educational content. We've got our free strategy calls. On top of that, guys, we have a really sexy photo booth, okay? That's going to make this so easy for you that you have a very appealing photo booth for people to rent. So let's talk about our photo booth solutions. We got 3 different packages for you guys to choose from, and we're going to start with the Essentials package, okay? This is the most popular option because it's a business in a box. The only thing you guys need to add to this package is to supply your own iPad. And I'll go over iPads here in just a moment. So the Essentials package includes a salsa photo booth, carrying case, 300 pieces of marketing materials, salsa care. This is an extended warranty, so it's going to protect your booth for 2 years. It's also going to cover a couple accidentals. We've got a marble backdrop for you, a backdrop stand, a 1-year subscription of the Salsa app. So if you guys like things like photo, boomerang, GIF, video, collecting emails, collecting phone numbers, if you liked all those customizations you can do, and the proposals tool, that's all included right there in that 1-year subscription of the Salsa app. Now, on top of that, we got 2 promotional films for you guys. So right in the bottom right-hand side of my slide, you can see a commercial right there. What we're going to do is we're going to remove our company logo from that commercial and replace it with yours. So I want you to just like picture your company logo. You might not know what it is right now, but maybe it's Jessica's photo booth, Bob's photo booth, something like that. You'll just put your company logo, you'll email that right over to us and we'll brand it right onto these videos. Now, the reason this is important, guys, is that when you go to social media and you start sharing and posting about your new photo booth, these commercials are going to get people really pumped up and excited to have you at their next event. This package is $4,799, free shipping within the United States and Canada. Now, we've also got a starter package. Now, the starter package is the Salsa photo booth, the carrying case, the 300 pieces of marketing materials for $2,999. Software is sold separately on this package. This package is really popular for people when this is their 2nd or 3rd photo booth, or maybe $29.99 is the budget you have today. If you showed up to this demo today and your budget is $29.99, you can start here and then you can add on things like software separately and then add on green screens and backdrops just as you need them. We've also got our growth package. So the growth package is for those of you that just want to double your profits by having 2 photo booths, okay? So this is 2 salsa photo booths, 2 carrying cases, 300 pieces of marketing material, salsa care, 2 marble backdrops, 2 backdrop stands, 1-year subscription of the Salsa app per photo booth, plus those 2 promotional films. Now, those promo films are a little tricky to see on a screen share, so I will email those over to you guys so you can see just how beautiful they are. Now, this package is, again, for those of you that just really want to double your profits, because here's what's going to happen. It's going to be a couple weeks, couple months from now. Someone's going to reach out to one of you and be like, hey, can you do my wedding? It's going to be a $1,300 opportunity. But if you only have 1 photo booth and it's already booked, you're going to say no to $1,300. And I promise you guys, the first time you turn down an event because you only have 1 photo booth, you are going to wish you had 2. So for those of you that just want to double your profits, this is a great place to start. This package is $8,999. As I mentioned, you're going to be supplying your own iPad. Compatible iPads include a 12.9-inch 3rd, 4th, or 5th gen iPad Pro. There's other iPads that you can use as well. Now, the reason we recommend the 12.9-inch is because your photo booth is going to ship with a faceplate for a 12.9-inch 3rd, 4th, or 5th gen iPad Pro. Everyone's going to get an iPad buying guide emailed to them after the demo, so be sure to check that out. No, your iPad mini will not work. And then, Miguel, would you do me a favor? And in the chat, will you post the link to backmarket.com? Now, don't think, guys, you have to go buy a brand new iPad for $1,000. Miguel's posting a link to backmarket.com right now. I've purchased 2 iPads from them. They're refurbished, but they're fantastic. They do the job for your photo booth. So if you want to check out a nice discounted iPad, go over to that website. Now, we've got ways for everyone to get started with a photo booth today. You can pay cash, credit card, Apple Pay, PayPal. You can finance with a company called Klarna. Now, the way Klarna works is you go all the way to the end of checkout. You'll click Pay Over Time with Klarna. They'll have you apply for financing. If they decline you, it's just a soft hit to your credit. If they approve you, they're going to offer you a loan that spans somewhere between 18 and 36 months, and typically with an interest rate somewhere between 0 and 20%. Great way to get started now without the upfront investment, okay? Now, if Klarna is not available in your state or in your country, or you get declined, don't worry, guys. Give me a call. Give Miguel a call. We have other ways of getting you a photo booth, okay? So what's next? Well, totally up to you guys, but when do you see yourself doing your first event? Okay, let us know in the chat. When do you see yourself doing your first event? Is it this fall? Do you have a Thanksgiving event going on? Is it a Christmas event, a New Year's event? Do you want to take advantage of all the weddings next spring and next summer? If so, then the next step for you is to purchase your Salsa photo booth. And right after you purchase your Salsa photo booth, you want to start marketing. So first thing you'll do is you'll download our marketing materials that we provide you with. You'll start posting those on social media. Second thing you'll do is you will schedule a training to learn how to use the software and all the business tools right there. And then the third thing you want to do is you want to incentivize guests to book with you, okay? So I always get asked, Derek, I'm new, I'm just getting started. Should I discount my photo booth services because I'm new? And that's a great question. And it's not so much that because you're new, you need to discount them, but the reason you need to discount them is because you're just getting started and you're missing something that's very, very important, and that is word of mouth and referrals. Those of you that already own a small business, you know how important word of mouth and referrals are. We need those to succeed, right? So I've got a marketing tip for you guys. I gave this idea to my customer, Jaslana, and she got her first 10 bookings in less than 2 weeks. You heard me right. 10 bookings in less than 2 weeks, okay? So will you guys give me an emoji, type yes into the chat? Will you let me know if you want to hear this marketing tip? Let me know, guys. Do you want to hear how to get 10 bookings in less than 2 weeks? All right, so let me tell you guys how to do this. What I would do if I were any of you, I would go to Facebook. And in the search bar in Facebook, I would type in your city, your state, and the word brides. So Phoenix, Arizona, brides. Mexico City, brides. Whatever city and state you are, type that in and then type in the word brides. Now, when you do that, you're going to see a bunch of Facebook groups where brides are looking for vendors and vendors are looking for brides, okay? So you want to join those groups. Next thing you want to do is you want to offer your first 10 rentals at 50% off. You heard me right, half off the first 10. Now, we want to do this for two reasons. Number one, brides are already over budget, right? They spent too much on their dress. They spent a lot on the venue, a lot on the open bar, hopefully. They've already spent a lot of money. So when you're like, hey, 50% off, they're going to eat that up. You guys are going to get 10 bookings really, really fast, okay? Now, the second reason we want to do this, as you do those events, your photo booth is collecting emails, it's collecting phone numbers. On top of that, your online photo albums are getting traffic over your website and to your social media. You should walk away from every event you did at half off with 2 new bookings paying full price. Guys, this works every time if you follow it step by step. Now, if you happen to be in a city where there's a lot of Latinos, you could also type in quinceañeras, Phoenix, Arizona. Do the same thing. Guys, Facebook is about to be your best friend if it's not already. Now, once you find success with that marketing tip, don't forget to come back for more. That's what the Photo Booth Academy is for, the Facebook group, the free strategy calls. We're here with you guys every step of the way. We're going to help make sure that you succeed. All right, so I'm going to wrap up with this success story from Zach Mason. So those of you that have a 9-to-5 you want to quit, you're going to love this, okay? So Zach Mason, he got started with a photo booth of ours a few years ago. His goal was to quit his 9-to-5 as a marketing director, okay? Wanted to quit that 9-to-5, had no idea how long it was going to take, but here's what he did really well. He literally took advantage of all the ways that we support our customers. He took advantage of the marketing materials, the business support, the educational content, the free strategy calls, and 8 months later, he had brought in $40,000 in revenue. So what did he do? He put in that 2-week notice, quit that job. His company, Picture This Nashville, is a huge success in Tennessee. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I actually have to bounce to another demo. So Miguel's going to come on the screen and he's going to answer some questions that you guys have. And he is also going to tell you about your surprise that you guys have for attending the demo. So
Hi, hello guys, it's Miguel with Photo Booth Supply Co. And thanks a lot for being guys for being here this morning. And we'll just go through a Q&A. I've already been answering most of the questions, but if you guys have any general questions, we can talk about it right now more in detail. And I'm also going to be calling you guys after this demo. So if you have any specific questions to your case or something like that, we can go through them on the call. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. If not, we'll just jump back in. We'll jump into the promo and I'll let you guys go. So any questions, guys? Okay, it seems no, but either way, I'm going to be calling you, so we can just go through them in there. But guys, for the promo, so right now, as most of you already know, we have our Black Friday promo, which is $300 off for every photo booth that you get. Like, so if you buy 2, it's going to be $600, 3 it's going to be like $900, like that, right? On top of that, we're going to be giving you 2 months of free software if you guys buy within the next 24 hours. So you're going to be getting $300 off the photo booth, $200 off in software, and you're also going to have the month of free trial. So guys, if you order today, you're basically getting $600 off for a photo booth. That's our best promo that we have like all year. So guys, I would definitely take advantage of it. And that's it pretty much, guys. If you need anything else, Jessica, we are almost over. Like, I was just going to go through a Q&A, but I'll call you back after we can go through any questions. Yes, the offer is $300 off for the Black Friday, $200 in software that we're going to give you. We're going to give you 2 months of free software, plus the month of free trial. You're basically getting $600 off. And that's it pretty much, guys. I'll call you back in a second. And that's it, guys. Have an amazing week and talk to you in a little bit.